In recent years, the state of Washington has faced increasingly extreme weather events. Intense storms, recurring floods, and emergency evacuations have made one reality clear: the risk is no longer theoretical, it is real, present, and growing. Recent storms have reinforced an uncomfortable truth: protecting communities from natural disasters requires planning, investment, and proactive action. Although Washington has made progress in approving water mitigation projects, part of this effort has come into direct conflict with decisions made by the federal government during the Trump administration. The state secured millions of dollars in federal funding for critical projects, including elevating homes in flood-prone areas, removing structures from high-risk zones, and protecting new housing developments. These projects, many funded through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, were designed to prevent future tragedies. However, the Trump administration attempted to cancel approximately $182 million in disaster mitigation funding for projects that were not yet fully implemented or were involved in legal disputes. In addition, another $31 million allocated for disaster prevention was suspended under a Department of Homeland Security policy requiring direct approval from Secretary Kristi Noem for certain expenditures. Federal officials argue that the goal is to ensure taxpayer dollars are used appropriately. Washington officials, however, view these actions as weakening the state's ability to prepare for disasters. The impact of these decisions became more evident after recent storms triggered more than 1,300 emergency incidents, assisted evacuations, the destruction of thousands of homes, and significant loss of life. Experts link these events to shifting global climate patterns, with atmospheric systems carrying large volumes of moisture from the Pacific Ocean, resulting in prolonged and intense rainfall. State authorities warn that climate change is accelerating these phenomena, making storms more frequent and severe. While federal funding cannot stop extreme weather, officials emphasize that it plays a crucial role in reducing future damage and saving lives. Tim Cook, Washington's Director of Hazard Mitigation, notes that investing in prevention is far less costly than rebuilding after disasters. Research shows that every dollar spent on mitigation can save up to $100 in future losses. Despite this, in April, the Trump administration announced the suspension of the FEMA program Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, known as BRIC, a key source of funding for local and regional resilience projects nationwide. FEMA labeled the program as politicized, prompting Washington and 20 other states to file a lawsuit challenging the decision. Federal officials insist the BRIC program was not officially canceled, yet states argue that funds remain blocked. In Washington, 27 projects valued at approximately $182 million were stalled, including critical coastal protections in cities such as Hoquiam and Aberdeen, where seawalls, elevated platforms, and land preservation are essential to community survival. Local leaders warn that without these investments, the risk of economic and humanitarian collapse increases. In the city of Orting, a levee nearly failed during a recent storm. According to the mayor, only a few inches prevented catastrophic flooding. As legal battles continue, uncertainty remains over when, or if, funding will be released. What is at stake is not just money, but the safety of families, the future of entire cities, and the ability of government to act before the next disaster strikes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share.